Overflowing with rich history, Sungei Wang Plaza, or River of Gold, has seen the rise of its surrounding into one of the most famous hotspots in Malaysia. But did it capture some of those footfall in its mall? Hi, I'm Ryan Gower, and today we are exploring Sungei Wang Plaza to see whether it still has the Wang factor. Alright, we are here on a Saturday evening, and here on the LG floor you can see that there's still a decent amount of footfall. The entrance is well connected by an overhead bridge to the monorail station, and over here there are tons of shopping malls just a mere walking distance away from each other, like the Lot 10, Fahrenheit 88, Pavilion, Bukit Bintang, Times Square, Plaza Lawyat, StarHill Gallery, Lalaport. It's like a shopping mall buffet over here. Sungei Wang Plaza is one of the oldest malls in Malaysia, opened in 1977. I think it went through 3 more plastic surgeries in 1992, 2013 and 2020 most recently. The mall itself has about 8 levels from what I can see, and I think Capital Land Malaysia Trust, which is the mall management, really helps manage the mall really well. Because looking around, I can still see many people and tourists flocking Sungei Wang Plaza despite the proliferation of more slick and modern malls. So, time for a grandfather's story. Sungei Wang Plaza is built on the site of a famous theme park called BB Park, owned and operated by the Shaws Brothers, which was the largest film production company based in Hong Kong. It was a famous entertainment park from the 1930s to 1970s. Just ask your parents or grandparents. It was also rumored that Teresa Teng, one of the famous Chinese singers back then, in case some of you don't know, performed here as well. But as time progresses, BB theme park allure slowly faded, and it was then converted into a shopping mall in the 1970s, the second oldest mall in Malaysia after Ampang Park. And during those days in the 70s, Sungei Wang was the place to be. It had an ice rink, a cinema, a bumper car, and also arcade. Oh, very happening place lah. Sungei Wang Plaza is an OG of shopping malls. During those days, it even housed the KFC branch with the rumored highest sales. An Olympic-sized ice rink that even hosted championships sometimes. Modern era, Sungei Wang still retains some of its original old look, while some parts have been refurbished into a more brand new or slick area called Juma. But somehow it seems like an oxymoron because the people flocking to Juma is far and few in between. Taking a look at their Juma area, you can see that there are few lots that are left empty here, like a ghost town at the back here, just unoccupied. And the footfall here is significantly less than those on the older wing. Seems like people favor the older wing of the mall rather than the newer, supposedly more slick one. But one thing about the new Juma section is they have this miniature Story of Malaysia museum, which is a museum consisting of the stories of Malaysia in miniature form. Anyone who's interested can come over here and check it out. Also, there's a Camp 5, which is like a mix of rock climbing and a few extreme sports, I suppose, on the topmost floor. Other than that, there's a level 3. I would say level 3 is basically like an anime floor because you have many shops selling figurines, cards, and anime stuff. If you're an anime junkie, this could be your paradise. Aside from a food court on LG floor, the new section looks a little bit less crowded, like they are 2 different malls. Alright, now let's move on to the older section of the mall. Wow, it looks like I've just taken the time machine and arrived at a different era of the past. You can see a stark difference. The older part with the narrower alleyway, and then the shop lots with their signage which tells you their age, like a scene back in the 1990s. And of course, look at the ceiling height. Definitely not tall friendly place to be in. But other than that, this place is just packed. It's occupied to the brim with shops at the front here, because even the railings where you supposedly lean against is also occupied by shops. So it's just packed. One thing I noticed walking around Sungei Wang is that it gives off this old whites. Just like I said, look at the shop lots over here. You have many of these mom and pop shops, many boutiques and thrift shops around here, along with many hobbyist shops that sells clothes, bags, shoes. I also noticed that there are actually quite a few salons, pedicure, and then at the concourse floor is their anchor tenant, Giant. You can get your fresh produce and meat here. Then on the G floor here, it used to have this big water fountain during its early years, but now I guess it's just transformed to a stage area. Sungei Wang Plaza is a bit like a maze mall because there are a few hidden places inside here. You have this hawker center here at the rooftop, but looking at it now, it seems like not many of the lots are operating, or have they just not open because it's way past lunchtime? Not sure. Then just one level above you have this go-kart place, which I believe that Billie Eilish, the singer, actually dropped by here before. Yep, got her stamp of approval. Walking around the older part of Sungei Wang, I have to say that it is still doing well. A lot of foot traffic, and in some places you're just rubbing shoulders with others in a good way. Good to see that this place, which brings a lot of fond memories to me and I believe to many of those who grew up in the 90s, still thriving. But of course, just like any other old malls, there are some parts of the mall that are not doing well too. I noticed that most of the shop lots in the back alley of most floors are shuttered, and each floor is the same story. Perhaps being at the back means many don't see it. So this is a few footages of the shuttered shops at the back alley here. They even have Bata here. Okay, looking through the CLMT 2023 financial year report, seems like Sungei Wang Plaza is still pretty much occupied at 85.7%. So it is still faring quite well despite rising competition from surrounding newer malls. Perhaps nostalgia? Who knows? So is Sungei Wang Plaza dead? Well, it's definitely not. The older sections are thriving thanks to a mix of nostalgia and affordable shopping. However, the newer sections could use a bit more life. So perhaps the management need to attract more people to newer sections. Alright, so now time to rate the mall. Foot traffic, decent, almost rubbing shoulders with strangers. 1 star. Occupancy rate, still there are rows of empty shops at the back alley and in Juma, so gonna give it a half a star. Anchor tenant, it does have a grocery. Camp 5, miniature Malaysia, so 1 star. Maintenance, well, some parts of the mall don't have air conditioning, so half a star. Very important in hot tropical Malaysia. Lastly, convenience is near to monorail. It does have an overhead bridge that connects the monorail to the mall. However, I would say that some parts, the ceiling height is really very low, so not very touristy friendly. So just gonna give it half a star. So it's a 3.5 star mall, which means C, which means the mall is still doing pretty well. So what do you guys think? Comment down below. Is Sungei Wang Plaza dead or alive? Thanks for watching.